What's up, Toku Nation, Ranger Nation, and every nation in between? It is your boy JB. I'm here today with the review for Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. This is episode number 13, and it was titled "The Prime Minister is a part of the Ryusoul tribe" or something like that. What is it? I gotta double check. The Prime Minister is of the Ryusoul tribe. So without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into today's video and my notes. All right, so the episode opens. We see Ko, we see Asuna, we see Melt, and they're at Yui's. They still at Yui's dad's place, and they're looking at the TV, and they look and they notice the Prime Minister. So then Yui's dad is talking about what he knows about the Prime Minister. That number one, she's the first Prime Minister of Japan that's a woman. And also, she's been admitted to the hospital. I forgot to mention that she's been admitted to the hospital. So her dad is just saying what he knows about her. That she used to do tarot card readings or read people's fortunes and whatnot. And also, we see Yui. Yui's on the computer, and Yui has found multiple photos of the Prime Minister, and she's been in multiple places besides Japan. And this is over, years time frame. And, Yui says that people believe that she is immortal. I'm like, an immortal person. Interesting. Almost like a god. So then we see at the hospital, we see the Prime Minister. And then we see Towa and Bamba. They appear out of nowhere. And then, the Prime Minister knows about the Ryusoul keys. And she knows who they are. They're Ryusoulgers. And Toa's like, wait, how do you know who we are? And then Bamba tells them she's a part of the Ryusoul tribe. So that's how she knows who they are and what what everything represents. I'm like, pretty cool. That was cool. I was cool with that. I was actually cool with this episode. This episode was decent compared to, some of the ones in the past. But this was a really good episode, I think. All right, so then we see Ryusoul and Creon, and they are trying to find a place to hide out. Because, the Rangers always, the Ryusoulgers always find where they are. So they're in a parking garage, and Ryusoul is like, where's the disco ball gonna go? Like, what happens if I want to dance? And then we see this Minosaur. It hits Creon with a blast, and Creon is like, who in a right mind would want to dance? Like, what did he call him? He said, what wrench would want to do that? And Ryusoul's like, what did you say? What did you call me? He's like, oh my God, that's what I was thinking. I didn't mean to say that out loud. He said, oh, that's what you were thinking. He said, no, not what I was thinking. So, so you guys, bear with me, because I woke up yesterday. I had a sore throat, and I woke up this morning with the sore throat gotten worse. I was hoarse. Had to leave work early today. So, my ears are hurting and everything, so just bear with me. We're going to get through this video. Like I said, just bear with me. It's going to take a little time, but we're going to get through it. So what the Minosaur is doing is making everybody speak their own truth about what they feel. And we heard that from Creon, how he feels about Ryusoul and him wanting to dance. All right, so back to the Prime Minister. So she is 300 years old. She says she's not 300 years old. She left the Ryusoul tribe 300 years ago. And when she left the tribe, that's when she started going around and telling fortunes. And then, some of the some of the politicians would come to her to read their fortunes. And that's how she got into politics. And, she says that she left the village to have a normal life. But after 300 years of a normal life, it's very, very boring. So then, she's telling Towa and Bamba that, she wants them to defeat the Minosaur that was birthed from her. But the key is they need to wait for it to grow. And, Towa's like, but, when it grows, it drains all of your energy to the point that it kills you. Well, she's okay with that. That's what she wants to happen. And she tells them that, if they do defeat, if they do what she asked them to do, she'll tell them about their master. And I'm like, oh, okay, their master. Because we don't really know anything about Towa and Bamba's master at this point, which we're 13 episodes in, and we have yet to hear anything about their master. So then we see Towa and Bamba. They are in the city, and the Minosaur, he there's this couple that's walking down the street, and he blasts both of them. And the girlfriend was like, he thinks he's my boyfriend, and then the boyfriend's like, you think you're so hot? I'm like, wow, why are y'all with each other if y'all think so negatively about each other? Crazy. So then, Toa and Bamba, like I said, they show up and they transform and they battle with the Minosaur. Now, while they're battling in the Minosaur is actually able to counter their attack because he knows what their next attack is. So then he blasts Toa, and Toa tells Bamba like, we need to what did he tell him? Oh, that they need to wait, basically. Going back to what the Prime Minister was telling them. And then Bamba's like, no, we have to do it. We have to take care of him our way. Like, we're not going to listen to what she's saying. We're going to do things our way. So then, once the Minosaur leaves, Toa basically apologizes to Bamba like, I should have listened to you. But the Minosaur, he blasted him. So that's the reason why he said what he said. All right. So then back at the hospital, the energy of the Prime Minister is being drained. So then, she notices there's someone else in the room with her, and it's Jbsayzwhat. And basically, Jbsayzwhat is like, so you want to die? If that's what you want to do, fine by me, do what you got to do. And then she tells Jbsayzwhat that, basically they are one and the same. And then she's like, he's reminiscing on his past. So it's like, who? So is Jbsayzwhat like a Ryusoulger that got trapped in that? Like, what is Jbsayzwhat's past? That's an interesting question. So then we see Toa and Bamba, and they're telling the others about, the Prime Minister and how the Minosaur is born from her, and how the Minosaur knows what his opponent's next move is, and he, they can't really do much. So Austin's like, well, if he can predict our moves, how do we defeat it if that's the case? So then we go back to the Prime Minister. She's in another patient's room. And, she's saying sorry that, to this guy, I guess he's like in a coma or he's near death. And, she's telling him she's sorry that she can't grow old with him. So then Bamba shows up and he says, it makes sense now. The reason why you want to die is because of him, your loved one. You don't want him to die you don't want to be there when he dies. You want to be gone before he dies. And I thought that was really sad. She loves him so much that she doesn't want to see him in pain, and she doesn't want to see him cross over. And I'm like, that is so, so sad. And I felt bad. I really did feel bad for her. And then, she tells, Bam, she's like, so you think that learning about me will give you a hint about beating the Minosaur? Well, in a nutshell, yes. It should give him a hint as to how to beat that, Minosaur, because it's birthed from you. So if you can find out what the weakness of the Minosaur is, they can, come up with a counterattack that he will not be expecting. All right, you guys. So I had to step away for a few minutes because my nose is running. I cannot wait to go to sleep tonight because I know when I wake up in the morning, my nose will be stopped up. Now I won't be able to breathe, but at least the runny nose will be gone away. So back to the show. So the Minosaur is in the city, and then the others intercepted, and that's Toa, Ko, Melt, and Asuna. They intercepted. So then they transform and they, start to fight it. But again, the Minosaur knows what moves they're going to use against it. So then he blasts at them and it hits Asuna. And so Asuna, she goes off on Melt. She's like, she doesn't like how he always gives up. And then she's like, you're always looking around like you're thinking about something. But I bet you that you're not thinking about anything at all. So then Toa jumps up and like, well, damn, Asuna. Like, that is not honesty. That is, basically verbal abuse. Like, you're abusing him. You're not being honest with him. And I'm like, damn. Like, can you be a little bit nicer? But it's awesome that we're talking about. So then we move back to Bam and the Prime Minister. She tells him that she can't remember how many times that she's felt like this about, a loved one and, them dying, and she can't grow old. And she just can't grow old with someone that she loves because, she's not like them. She's not normal. Basically that's why she wants to die. So then Bamba's telling her, she's basically a joke. Like, you would rather, let this Minosaur destroy the city and, so that your selfish needs can be met. And he just grilled her. He told her, like, you're part of the Ryusoul tribe. That's not who we are. That's not what we do. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I was really here for that. So then some of her energy gets drained, and the Venusaur grows big, and then Cole calls on Tiramigo and DMA Volcano, and they show up, and he tells them to combine with one another, and the Venusaur hits both DMA and Tiramigo, and Tiramigo's like, absolutely not. I'm not about to combine with him. I don't even like him. Like, he asks questions, and his questions make absolutely no sense. And then, D-Man is like, well, the reason why I asked the question is because I actually like you guys, and I just want to have somebody to talk to. And I was like, oh, God, that is touched the heartstring like that. I felt that. So then Timmy goes like, you know what? I don't really hate you after all. Like, I like you. I just said that because... And I'm like, okay, so what's the truth? Do you hate him or do you not hate him? But, it is what it is, and we just gonna keep it pushing. All right, so then finally Cole combines, Tiramigo and D-Main Volcano. And when he combined it, and, he had his his weapon that had flame on it, the Venusaur took off running, and then Bamba shows up and like, yeah, he's afraid of his bandages getting caught on fire. I'm like, what? He's afraid of fire and his bandages getting caught on fire? Are you serious? That makes no sense whatsoever. So then Melt has an idea. He was like, why don't we use the Spin Soul to make it dizzy? So Asuna does use her Spin Soul. Now when she does that, she didn't hit the Venusaur, she hit a gas canister, and the gas canister flew up, which helped Cole in the long run because Cole blasted it and it set it on fire and it blew it up on top of the Venusaur, which gave Cole the break that he needed to defeat the Venusaur. Okay, so then after the Venusaur is defeated, Abama says, "Wanna die?" I'm like, wait, wanna die? Because that's what the Venusaur kept repeating, wanna die. Well, that's how it looked on the subs. And he says, it makes sense now, as in I wanna die. So that's what the Venusaur kept saying. That's what the Venusaur was saying, copying from what the Prime Minister wanted to do. She wanted to die, so he was saying, I wanna die. So then we see the Prime Minister, and she's remembering her conversation with Bamba. And then we see Bamba and Toa back at the hospital. And, the staff at the hospital, they're frantic because they cannot find the Prime Minister. She's left. So then lastly, the last two scenes of the episode, we see Melt and Asuna. They back at Yui's dad's place, and they're avoiding each other because of, what the Venusaur did. And Cole is like, why don't you put a big smile on your face and she'll see that you're happy, and Asuna don't want to know why you're happy. And, so Asuna does say, she's, because Melt has come up with all the ideas about how to defeat the Venusaur, she's extremely grateful to him for that. She just has a hard time of saying that to him. So then we see Bamba and Toa, and Bamba tells Toa like, we were being used, right? He was like, yeah, I was just desperate for anything about our master. So we do find out a little bit more about their master, that their master did lead them. And, Bamba's like, maybe there was a reason behind it, him doing so. And he also feels like his master's alive. So that was the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.